Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Introduction of the writer. Today, we're talking about the life of one of Africa's greatest literary voices, Chinua Achebe, the man who told the world Africa's true story. Early life and education. Chinua Achebe was born on November 16, 1930, in Ogidi, a town in southeastern Nigeria. His full name was Albert Chinua Achebe. He was born into a Christian Igbo family, which gave him a unique perspective on both African traditions and Western influence. Achebe attended Government College Umuahia, one of the best schools in colonial Nigeria. He later studied English literature at University College, Ibadan. During this time, he began to question how Africa was portrayed in Western books. Writing career and rise to fame. In 1958, Achebe published his first and most famous novel, Things Fall Apart. The book tells the story of Okonkwo, a strong Igbo warrior, and the destruction of his culture by British colonizers and Christian missionaries. The novel was groundbreaking. It gave an African perspective and challenged colonial stereotypes. Things Fall Apart has been translated into over 50 languages and has sold more than 20 million copies worldwide. Famous works. Number 1. Things Fall Apart, 1958, Number 2. No Longer at Ease, 1960, Number 3. Arrow of God, 1964, Number 4. A Man of the People, 1966, Number 5. Anthills of the Savannah, 1987. These novels reflect the social and political issues of Nigeria and Africa at large. Cultural impact. Chinua Achebe is often called the father of African literature. His work helped correct false narratives about Africa written by European authors. He showed the depth, wisdom, and humanity of African societies before colonialism. Achebe also wrote essays and gave lectures on African identity, storytelling, and post-colonial struggles. Awards and recognition. Achebe received numerous awards throughout his life, including Man Booker International Prize, 2007, Peace Prize of the German Book Trade, 2002, Commonwealth Poetry Prize. Universities around the world awarded him honorary doctorates. His influence on literature is felt globally, not just in Africa. Death and legacy. Chinua Achebe passed away on March 21, 2013, at the age of 82. Though he is gone, his words live on, inspiring generations of writers, thinkers, and activists. He once said, "Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter." Things Fall Apart, full story. Detailed explanation, author, Chinua Achebe. Published, 1958. Setting: pre-colonial Nigeria, Igbo society. Total parts: 3, based on the actual novel's structure. Part 1. The Rise of Okonkwo in The Life of Umuofia. Chapter 1 to 3. The Roots of Okonkwo's Character. We meet Okonkwo, the central character of the novel. He is already famous in the 9 villages of Umuofia for defeating Amalins the cat, a great wrestler. He is respected, wealthy, and has 3 wives, many children, and several titles. But behind this strength is a deep fear. The fear of becoming like his father Unoka, who was gentle, musical, in debt, and died without honor. Okonkwo was ruled by one passion: to hate everything that his father Unoka had loved. Okonkwo's rise comes through hard work, farming yam, the king of crops. He faces many struggles early in life, including a disastrous year of harvest, but he endures it all with resilience. Chapter 4 to 6. Community life and Okonkwo's anger. We are introduced to the Igbo society, a complex system of gods, ancestors, rituals, and justice. Social status is based on achievement, not birth. Respect is earned. However, Okonkwo's harshness causes conflict. During the week of peace, when violence is forbidden, he beats his wife and is punished. We also witness ceremonial life, wrestling matches, marriage customs, and festivals, especially through the eyes of Okonkwo's son Nwoi, who starts to question his father's ways. Chapter 7. The Arrival of Ikemefuna. To resolve a murder between clans, a boy named Ikemefuna is given to Umuofia. He lives with Okonkwo's family for 3 years. He is intelligent, helpful, and becomes like a son to Okonkwo, even if Okonkwo never shows love openly. Even Okonkwo himself became very fond of the boy, inwardly of course. Ikemefuna also brings out the best in Nwoi, teaching him stories and becoming a big brother figure. Then the oracle decides Ikemefuna must be killed. Though Okonkwo is warned not to go, he insists on joining, and delivers the fatal blow himself. "My father, they have killed me," Ikemefuna cried as he ran toward Okonkwo. And Okonkwo cut him down. This single act begins the emotional unraveling of both Okonkwo and Nwoi. Chapter 8 to 13, Family, Tragedy, and Exile. Nwoi withdraws, disturbed by the killing. Okonkwo, unable to grieve openly, calls him weak. He visits his friend Obiarika, who criticizes him for killing Ikemefuna. Later, during a funeral for a village elder, Okonkwo's gun explodes accidentally, killing a clansman. This is considered a female crime, a shameful accident. As punishment, he is exiled for 7 years to his mother's village Mbanta. His house is burned, and his animals are killed, ritual cleansing of the land. It is a female crime. You committed it, and so you must go. Part 2. The world begins to change. Chapter 14 to 19. Exile and the arrival of the white man. In Mbanta, Okonkwo is received with kindness, but he views exile as a humiliation. He throws himself into farming again. Soon, white missionaries arrive, preaching a new god and declaring the villagers' gods to be false. At first, they are mocked, but soon they gain followers, outcasts, the weak, and eventually Nwoi, Okonkwo's son. Nwoi felt a relief within as the hymn poured into his parched soul. When Okonkwo learns of Nwoi's conversion, he is furious and disowns him. Meanwhile, the missionaries build a church, a school, and even a hospital. They begin to reshape life in Umuofia and Mbanta. Chapter 20. Okonkwo's return to Umuofia. After 7 years, Okonkwo returns to Umuofia hoping to rebuild his reputation. But everything is different. The British have introduced courts that replace traditional justice, district commissioners who act like rulers, church leaders who insult local gods. Many respected men have converted. The society is divided, and Okonkwo feels like a stranger in his own home. He mourned for the clan, which he saw breaking up and falling apart. Part 3. Things fall apart. Chapter 21 to 24, tension builds. The missionaries insult Igbo religion, especially when Enoch, a convert, unmasks an Egwugwu, ancestral spirit, during a ceremony. In response, the clan burns down the church, trying to assert their authority. But the British district commissioner arrests the leaders, including Okonkwo, and publicly humiliates them. We see that every pauper wears an anklet of title. We see that the white man has no respect. They are released after paying a fine, but the damage is done. The village is ashamed but too divided to fight back. Chapter 25, the final blow. At a village meeting, Okonkwo still hopes the people will rise against the white men. When a British messenger arrives to stop the meeting, Okonkwo kills him with his machete. Okonkwo's machete descended twice and the man's head lay beside his uniformed body. But the people do nothing. Realizing that the clan will not fight, Okonkwo understands that everything he believed in is gone. He knew that Umuofia would not go to war. He knew because they had let the other messengers escape. He goes home and hangs himself, a great sin in Igbo culture. His body is considered evil, and no clansman will bury him. The final scene. The British district commissioner arrives and sees Okonkwo's body. He sees only a native who killed a white messenger and committed suicide. He decides he will write about Okonkwo in his book about Africa, perhaps just a paragraph. He had already chosen the title of the book, after much thought, The Pacification of the Primitive Tribes of the Lower Niger. Okonkwo's entire life, his struggle, his culture, his downfall, will be reduced to a footnote in a colonial book. Themes: tradition versus change, masculinity, family and father-son conflict, colonialism, fate and free will, religion, identity and culture, justice and law, fear of weakness, silence and resistance. Thank you for watching.